respected Sri Atma Shraddhanandaji Maharaj and other Maharajas who have kindly come over here. Very distinguished Justice Dept, the other office bearers and volunteers of VSC, my colleagues and friends. First, I express my heartfelt thanks to the members of Vivekananda Study Circle for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this 150th birth anniversary celebrations of Swami Vivekananda, a great son of India. Pardon me for being little, what I can say, personal. I myself, a student of Ramakrishna Mission, Srinagar. Not only that, my father was a teacher in that institution. He served for 30 years in thanks. In good old days, when the philanthropists donated a few acres of land to Ramakrishna Mission, that was in 1930s and 40s. They in turn distributed this land to the teachers belonging to various schools of that mission. So at a throwaway price. So I am more than beholden and grateful to Maharaj Ji, Guru Maharaj, Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda. Now, Swami Vivekananda is considered to be, it's a very often a question which arises in the minds of people. Is he a great patriot or a great thinker? He is a unique Vedantist. He was a great radical reformer, a sympathetic humanist, several roles. If you look at his life, several lives were packed into one single life within that 39 years. So God had bestowed very generously to Swami Vivekananda, and he rightly deserves it so. So, sometimes we think in these days, I think with my colleagues, and whether these words, patriotism, man-making business, character building, have any relevance in these days of global economics. So, I very often hear students telling me that we are all citizens of the world. We are all aspiring to be the citizens of the world. The world, within brackets, is identically equal to the West, okay, United States and other countries. So now, there are many things which are occupying our minds, and the rupee is sliding, and there are new curbs on imports and on curbs on investments abroad. It's a matter of pride that an illustrious alumnus of this IIT system will soon take over as the Reserve Bank governor, and then people are looking towards with hope. So, in these days of globalization, inflation, depleting forex reserves, etc., when whole country, it seems that, especially the youngsters, they seem to be, there is only one direction, everybody is looking towards West. In that situation, I very often used to ask, is there a message from Swami Vivekananda's life? So I would say a few words about this character as a foundation of national building, about which we are all eagerly waiting to hear from our distinguished speaker. When we look at the nation building, do we have a green and rosy picture? Is there a picture of pride and hope? So, let me illustrate it. We all send our children to schools, from elementary school to high school. Luckily, several of our colleagues, we are all teachers, but I find that it is better if we don't teach our kids. We are teaching at a different level. When we send our kids to schools, though we pay the fees, then only hope is that the teachers in school will take care. They will do the proper teaching. If it doesn't happen, students don't know that they are not being taught, but we understand it is not happening. Then where do we look towards? We have a similar situation at various stratas of our society. For example, now in our, it's a very democratic society, and we elect our representatives. In a democratic society, if a group of people think and decide certain things are good for the society, then they can even campaign, tell the government and other legislatures that this is what we want. All these things are possible. But if the selected representatives don't, we look towards them to provide us clean governance and provide good infrastructure facilities, etc., etc. If the political system fails, is this happening? Then what is the option for the people? Do we have people of unquestionable integrity to whom we can go and tell this is what is happening? Could you rectify in a democratic system? Nowadays, no. It is very common to find in newspapers and political commentators on electronic media telling us that corruption is not at all an election issue. It has ceased to be so. How you swing the people, how you are going to tell the people that what you are going to provide, not provide, and then get elected by hook or crook or by black magic. So in such a situation, what do we do? The political and economic firmaments are really very chaotic and turbulent. So under this situation, whether Vivekananda's life, Swamiji's life has some message. I will share with you a few incidents from his life. We all know that he went to United States, that Chicago's lecture. After that, he was in West for nearly 4 years. Then one fine morning, he decided to come back to return to India. These things are all very vividly explained in his biography. And so, before he left London, one of his British friends put this question to him: Swami, how do you like now your motherland after 4 years experience of luxurious, glorious and powerful West? Swamiji said, India I loved before I came away. Now the very dust of India has become holy to me. The very air is now to me holy. It is now the holy land, the place of pilgrimage, the Tirtha. That's how Swamiji responded. See, he came back and went to Kanyakumari, and then he was so moved. He took the brick, the sand, and applied it on his entire body. And then people asked, what are you doing? You are applying sand, dirt, and you are abroad. What are you doing here? Very not a nice thing to do. Then he said that I was in West for so many years. I want all that dirt and everything to go away. The breath of our country can do. And there is a fantastic song which our Samskrita Bharati people sing based on this. Now, Swami Vivekananda did several things to India, not only in the field of Vedanta, arising people, telling them, inspiring them. And many of us may not know that the Indian Institute of Science owes its origin to Swami Vivekananda. In 1893, when he was on a steamer, at that time, I think they were going to, at the time, Tata was there, the senior Tata, and picked up conversation, and Swamiji was trying to tell Tata, look, at the time the matchbox. See, nowadays matchbox are made in this Sivakasi, etc. In those days matchboxes were coming from Japan, it seems. And so Swamiji was telling, can't we make this matchbox? You are industrialist, why don't you attempt to do something? Then later, Swamiji, Tata writes to Vivekananda 5 years later, that is in 1898. Now Vivekananda is known as Vivekananda at that time, world famous. Tata writes to him, I trust you remember me as a fellow traveller on your voyage from Japan to Chicago. I very much recall at this moment your views on the growth of the ascetic spirit in India. I recall his ideas in connection with my scheme of Research Institute of Science for India, of which you have doubtless heard or read. Impressed by Swami Vivekananda's views on science and leadership and abilities, Tata wanted him to guide him in his campaign to start a research institute. All these things have been very well documented, and Swami Vivekananda in turn, he himself writes letters. He tells Sister Nivedita to write letters whosoever important so that this is rectified, and the Tata senior Tata himself has acknowledged these things. So his concept of nation building was at different levels, and it's not just only at the level of Vedanta alone. Now I will quote one more anecdote. I have several. We are all waiting. Sorry, just one more. In when Swami was a Parivrajaka in 1888, when he was on foot walking, begging for food, that also he stopped at one stage. He was on way from Agra to Vrindavan. Swami, he was very tired. He was feeling very thirsty, hungry also perhaps. At the time we saw on the roadside someone who was having hookah, I think. Maybe it was, it is recorded as ganja, hookah. He was relaxing. The Swami felt, why can't I have a couple of puffs to get myself relaxed? The immediately thought occurred. He went to him and asked, could you give me a couple of puffs? And he said, Maharaj, you are a sadhu and I am a bhangi. This is from a low caste. Then Swami stood up to leave. And then suddenly the thought occurred, I am a sannyasi, I have taken sannyas. I have left all caste and family ties aside. I have taken a vow that I will not remember my caste. I will not care for anybody's caste. And why shouldn't I smoke a bhangi's chillum? So Vivekananda began to, he took a couple of, see, we all make mistakes, but we can always do some retrospection and correct ourselves. So all these three incidents which I quoted, it's really for the character building, especially for the younger students whom I see here. And with these three anecdotes, I thank everyone for having given me this opportunity to share with you a few of my thoughts on Swami Vivekananda. Thanks.